Hello and welcome to India Today. This is Anita Brito in conversation with an actor who needs really no introduction. That's one and only Pankaj Kapur. And the newbie, if I may call you, Anjini, is here today to promote their upcoming film, Binny and Family. Welcome, guys. Hello. Sir, I would like to begin with you. Having such a storied career, I just want to know what keeps you excited to keep doing such amazing films and just going all out with every film that you do.
Well, I think I love my craft. I love the job that I do. It's God's grace that I've been given this job and I enjoy doing it. And very few people in this world professionally do what they actually love doing. I do that, which is so wonderful. That's one. The other is that uh, I am a hungry actor. So I like playing different characters. I like playing a new person each time. And there are millions of us in this world. So each time a new role is offered to me or a new story is offered to me, I look forward to discovering that person that the writer and the director have sort of put in the script. And the process of discovering is what gives me pleasure. The end result is sometimes not important for me because that's not in my hand. For instance, the completion of the film, for instance, the release of the film, box office, it's not in my hand. I mean, with best of efforts, film can flop. With least efforts, film can do phenomenal business. So it's a question of just trying to be with your craft as much as you can and enjoy the process of working, which is what I kept as my, as they say, the main mantra of working, so that it gives me pleasure in the process of working. And if end results are great, God's grace.
But you have always been like this, not worried about the box office, not worried about the results.
To be honest, I learned it very early in my career because I realized that that part of things is not in my hand. That depends on the producer, on the distributor, on the exhibitor, on the marketing team, what are the theaters that they are getting, how the film is getting released, etc. It is not in my hand. So, what is in my hand? The work that I am doing while the camera is on the sets. So, I given my best to that. Rest, whatever God wishes will happen.
But if I may ask you, what has been the most challenging role or character that you have played so far in your career? Like I was seeing in your filmography, every year you have some or the other release. Anything, be it on OTT, be it anywhere. I want to know what has been the most challenging character that you have played and satisfied you as an actor.
I don't think that one has still come.
Really?
But yes, as I said, I'm greedy. But yes, sometimes you derive a little more satisfaction simply because of various reasons. I mean, one reason could be appreciation by critics, one reason could be appreciation by audiences, one reason could be appreciation by colleagues, one reason could be recognition in terms of, whatever awards or etc. But having said that, it is the process, as I said, which gives me the maximum amount of satisfaction. But with His grace, still when I see my work, I still see that there's scope that I could have done this better. And next time, in case I can improve upon it, I will. And that's the approach that I think I'm born with. And I've been able to retain that with His grace, not my doing at all, which is what keeps me going, I would say.
Wow, that's actually something to take away from what you have said. Anjani, what about you? What have you learned while working with him since it's your first film? Did you go with a mindset कि ऐसे करना है मुझे या I will change according to the people that I work with?
No, I don't think I had like any such mindset. I think my whole point was that Sanjay sir should be happy and he should get what he wants. Like he should be able to see Binny. I should be the Binny that he imagined. That I think the intention was more that. I did have a lot of readings with him before I went on set, so I knew the space that he wanted Binny to be in. I had a rough idea. Of course, when you have your co-stars on set, a lot changes. Like when you're working with Sir Pankaj Sir, a lot changes. The minute he gives you so much, it brings more out of you, more than probably would have come out. So 100%, that makes a very big difference.
Were you intimidated on the first day when you were shooting with him? Because right now I am. Completely. Though I'm not working with him, I am. So I want to know from you.
I shot a full film with him. I'm very chill with him now. And he comes across as intimidating, but the minute you speak to him 3-4 lines, you'll be like, "Arey, he's not. Why am I stressing?" It's all in. Even initially I was, but I realized it's all in my head. He's so very chilled, very chilled out, very relaxed. I remember my first table read also with him. It was just me, Sanjay sir, and Pankaj sir, and we read 2 lines, and he said, "हाँ आता तो है now what? What more do you want to do? Have coffee, let's chill." So that I think was the easing in process.
Pankaj, sir, when you work with newcomers, do you remember your time when you had entered the industry? Is it easy for them now, or do you think it is way different from how you had started off?
I think things have changed, but a first time is a first time. So you are always there to try and learn from whatever you're going to be doing and whether it becomes correct or not correct. But I think today's youngster has far more confidence. They have far more flair. And their exposure is a lot more than we had. I mean, they have so many channels that they can watch. They are on social media half of the time, which even till today I haven't heard of, or I've heard of, but not a part
You're
of.
also not part
I'm
of
not.
the
I'm not part of. At that time, there was nothing of this kind at all. It was a single screen kind of situation in our times when we started off. So there was a lot more kind of thing that I don't know what this is going to be. What is it to be, to look when you work? What will you look like on that screen, which is a huge 35 feet or whatever is the dimension of the screen? How will you appear? So the initial years were years of learning from that, as to that your whole thing is being magnified to a large extent for the audiences. But today's youngster, because of so many social media and outlets and OTT platforms and television for last 3, 4, 5 decades, that they are exposed to it. So a lot of confidence. Ghar pe there are cameras which people are, with their mobiles you're making pictures and sending things, etc. So they are much more well versed with being in front of the camera or being shot or being covered, which we were not. So from that point of view, there was a sense of insecurity till you saw what you had done. But today's youngster can see it right there. Today, after a shot, you go and see on the monitor as to what you have done, and you can always get back to the director saying, "Can I have one more? Can we do one more?" So, I mean, that's definitely a large difference that has happened. Somewhere they are luckier, somewhere we were luckier, because there was a sense of suspense. There was a sense of, did I do it right? You were depending completely on the director and the cameraman. And once you see what have you done, well, you can crib about it, but you can only make changes the next time. So I think that also had its own charm. This also has its own charm.
But you, coming from a family, of actors and directors, so I'm sure you were prepared from the beginning. How was your first moment like when you had to talk to your family and say, "Ki boss, mujhe to karna hi hai. I'm going to get into acting, nothing more." Who was the guiding force behind you being an actor today?
I don't think there was a single day that I sat them down and said, this is what I want to do. It was understood. Like, it was very understood because I was always very, I enjoyed a lot. Right since I was 8 years old, when my dadi used to take her acting classes at home, I was the first one standing there saying, "You make me anything, but I'm a part of this scene." So I think they always knew. I think my parents always knew. Your parents know first. Anything about a child, whether you say it or not, your parents know first. So I don't think it was ever that sit down conversation never happened.
You never launched Shahid Kapoor. He came on his own. Here she's also, Varun did mention that no one launched him. But today's day, every actor has been launched by someone or the other. What was the reason behind you not launching Shahid then?
I'm not a believer in it. Like, I believe that each individual should be able to run their own journey, should be able to make their own beginning. Reason is something that my father gave me. He said, you can have discussions, you can take suggestions, we can reach a point of your understanding how you go about it, but decision has to be yours. You have to take that first step, because journey is yours, it's not my journey. So that once you take that step, even if you fumble, you will learn how to get up and walk again. If you are able to walk and run, you will be able to say, "I did it. It was not my dad who told me to do it, or not my mom, or not my uncle who did it, or not somebody else responsible for my success." You should be responsible for your own success, so that you gain that confidence. That confidence will take you through life. Otherwise, you will always, all life, be looking at somebody to help you out. Once it was your father, then it could be another producer, it could be another production house, it could be another whatever, these corporate houses. No, you got to have confidence in yourself that I should do it the way I think I can do it. And if you do that, then I think you stand on your own feet and you're able to um take further strides with confidence.
Well said. But also, this Binny and family talks about the generation gap that we face. Now, I think that is still better. I think 10 years or 15 years down the line, things were different. The way we behaved with our family, the way we behaved with our parents or grandparents, anyone. How have you coped up, sir? Because you also have kids who are from different generations, and now you are grandfather. How have you coped up with that, and how have you been with your grandparents? First.
See, I think I would say I was extremely lucky to have the kind of parents I had. I mean, my father was a hugely emancipated man. He was a principal of a college, a professor in English, etc. Uh, he had vast reading of English literature. I mean, I as a kid was hearing Sherlock Holmes and hearing Shakespeare when I was 6, 7 years of age as stories being told to me. So he was very open to everything, and frankly, he was my best friend. So he created that relationship with me, and I could tell him anything that I wanted to. My mother was my first teacher as an actor. She was the one who sort of put me on to it. As to, she would gather people from neighborhood and make us do small little skits or something at home. So these two were the most prominent influences in my life, and they always let me do what I wanted to do. So I think I just got it from them and I just extended it to my children. I said, you do what you want to do. I am there to back up. As and when you need me, you turn, you will see me standing there. But I will not be holding your hand and taking you forward. No, that you will do yourself. Now today, if any one of them has become successful, it's because of their doing. It's because of their personality. It is because of their honesty, their hard work, their talent. So they don't have to look back and say, oh, dad did this for me. Well, they did get the exposure of being in an atmosphere like this. They could see their father being an actor, going on sets, etc. But that's about it. I mean, that in any family we see that there are people who try and send you to good schools, to educate, to, if you want to study further, help you out in that. But they don't go and study with you. Similarly, as an actor, you should be able to do it on your own, or in any field for that matter. You should be able to do it on your own. And I think this generation has the ability to do so. Or every generation, when they are young, they have the ability to do so. The confidence has to be given. And there has to be somebody to say, I am right there, just go ahead. If required, I'll reach wherever you need me.
And as a grandfather, how both the grandkids, what are they teaching you now?
Well, they're teaching me all the new, from Pokemons to all the greatest singers in the world, Taylor Swift and things like that. My granddaughter and my grandson, they have so much knowledge about all this that I have actually not a clue about all this. But I listen to them as a, what you call, as a grandfather who dotes on them and who wants to know everything that they are doing. And I want to be a part of their world, not only to feel young, but to feel a part of them.
What about you? How was your growing up like with your grandparents?
Honestly, my grandparents are very cool, very modern, very open minded, way more than my parents, even. Growing up, I think my parents were stricter than my grandparents. Like, if I ever had to go to a school trip, my mom would say no. No means no. At one point, I'd stop asking. I used to straight go to Dadi Singh, sign it, na. You will sign it, na. She said, well, yeah, of course you should go. Like, how can you not go? That used to be her reaction. You must go. And she would like fight with my parents for me all the time. So at home, when I was not getting my way, call Dadi, it's done.
How sweet.
Yeah.
But how is your relationship with Varun as well? You know, he was there to support you. The entire family was there.
Yeah,
to
entire
support
family
you.
was there. Everyone was
And
there.
you were emotional as well
Yeah.
on stage.
Yeah.
So how has he helped you out, and what was his, advice to you when you started off?
I think his advice was just be honest and be confident. These are two things you have to remember, and you will be fine. There's nothing else you need if you remember these two things. I think that was his go-to advice always. And having him, not just him, but my entire family there, made the whole moment very special for me. And I was so much more at ease knowing that everyone is here. So it's always a special feeling.
I have final two questions. One thing that you have learned from Pankaj sir, and you're going to take it forward to the next project, whatever you do. What is that one thing?
There are so many, but I think one is how he made me so comfortable on set, knowing that I was new and maybe a little nervous. He always told me that, listen, even if I'm packed up, I'm leaving. It is my job to give you cues, and I'll always be there to do that. And he literally sat me down to tell me this and said, whenever you need it, you have to ask me and I will be here. So I think that was very nice. And he was always there for that. He didn't have to do it, but he was always there. And to always uplift the scene. It's not about you and your performance, it's about the scene. I think these are a couple of things that are going to be with me for the rest of my career. 100%.
One film of his that you love a lot.
Honestly, I'm currently in the middle of watching IC814. I just said it, like I'm on episode 4. So I have 2 more to go. So yeah. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Because I didn't know about it before. I had no idea that something like this happened. And personally, I love watching true stories, like something that's actually happened. I love knowing more.
Pankaj, what about you? If you have to, suggest the youngsters to watch 1 or 2 film of yours, what would that be?
Anything that I've done, I mean, it's very difficult to choose between children. If somebody says which is your favorite, I mean, you love all your children. So it's for the youngsters to choose, because which genre they want to see something. Whether they want to see me as a youngster, whether they want to see my last 5-10 years of work, depends on what they want to do. They can look at my filmography and choose whatever they want to out of that, and I'll be happy them looking at any of my work that they have done. Rather, I'd be grateful to them for even taking out time to look at some of my work.
Please, you're being Maqbool, yes.
The one, Maqbool, I would tell everyone to watch if you all are thinking of which one. But one that I've not watched and I want to watch is Office, because my dad has spoken so much about it. And he's like, Anjani, you have to watch it. You will be laughing start to end. So that's something I've not watched, but I will be watching for sure.
An amazing show, that is for sure. But sir, what about this is my last question. What about direction? I think Mausam was your last, and after that...
The only film that I actually directed and wrote. Well, I have scripts, but I don't have the, what should I say? I cannot go from door to door selling my script. I don't have that temperament. My temperament is more of an actor. I mean, I don't mind if somebody comes to me and says, do you have a script? Can I hear something? I'm ready to narrate it. But if the person says, yes, I like what you have written, I'm ready to go ahead and direct the film. It's not that I don't like directing. I love directing. But I cannot struggle to be able to make a film. So after Mausam, I decided to stay more as an actor, and as and when there is an opportunity, then I will direct.
We would be looking forward to that as well, sir. But now, for now, we are going to wait for Binny and Family. That's happening on 20th of September. We are going to wait for that. Thank you so much for having this conversation.